Okay, part two of my September 29th update from Portland, Oregon. Not a war zone, actually a quiet, drizzly city where we're all doing our own weird things, and the American Gestapo, known as ICE, is trying to fuck up our peaceful city, and Donald Trump is trying to turn us into a military target. I published a video yesterday of the silent prayer vigil that was organized by an interfaith group here in Portland that walked to the ICE facility and they laid down flowers. If you haven't seen it, thank you to Ezra Kaplan on Instagram for documenting that event. I know a number of my friends went and said that it was very quiet. It was very peaceful and the mood was contemplative, right? Folks are sad about what Donald Trump is trying to do to our city, and they're sad about what ICE is doing to immigrants, but that people nonetheless remain hopeful and earnest and engaged. In fact, I think what Trump is doing to Portland, Oregon is galvanizing people, is making people more determined than ever to rise up and resist, to organize, and to stop fascism. A couple of things from that video. You could see the ICE facility is actually quite small. It's boarded up, and during the day, it's very, very quiet. After dark, the ICE agents all come outside in their body armor with all of their pepper balls and tear gas and green gas and rubber bullets. They're trying to start shit with protesters, but during the day it's very quiet. There's either nobody there or there are a few people there with their signs. Someone was there in a chicken suit. So that protest was from Saturday, and yesterday I posted it on my socials, and I got so many comments from people who were like, what a powerful, powerful display. Y'all know that I have a very strong commitment to nonviolence, and it's not just some philosophical thing. It's because I think it is a strategic move to be nonviolent. Nonviolence is not passive, it's not wimpy. In fact, it has a particular kind of strength that creates such a sharp contrast between us and the brutality and the extremity of the regime. The regime wants to dehumanize immigrants, trans people, Black people, women, children, disabled folks, the elderly, veterans. It is that dehumanization that allows them to commit violence against us. And one of the key aspects of nonviolent resistance is that it is reminding the human beings who are upholding the regime, who are pillars of support under the regime. It is reminding those folks of our humanity, and also us reminding them of theirs. And so when we see various acts of nonviolent resistance, they don't all have to be somber like this prayer vigil. They don't all have to be spiritual. They can be rowdy. They can be silly. In fact, Portlanders are really good at bringing a certain level of unseriousness, of silliness, of levity to our resistance against fascism. Humor, mockery, satire, all really important, but also making other people laugh, bringing some aspect of comedy. Not only does it boost morale for the resistance movement, but ridiculing those in power, such a good tactic. Again, nonviolence is strategic. I don't think this creator is from Portland, but everybody I know in Portland has shared this video. I think it really highlights what I mean.
Yeah, we got two men holding hands. I'm gonna need all available units stat. What's a polycule over? You're asexual? Asexual what? Which craft brewery is the Antifa headquarters? Okay, well, everyone's white, so do we just go after people who have different colored hair? What they are you? Yeah, we got another guy who's annoying about IPA. Why are we here? Yeah, there's someone dressed differently than what I want. Permission to fire? What's that small dog doing off leash? There's a lot of strip clubs here. We're gonna need $20,000 cash and some time to invest. Yeah, we got a Subaru, which is Antifa, and I don't know. Yeah, we got a man dressed nicely. What is a neighborhood over? Jaywalking, open fire! You look happy, and that makes me very upset. Yeah, someone was performatively reading a book, calling an airstrike. Where's the Joker? Where's Bane? Because I was told, am I confusing this with another city?
I know, but seriously, the way that he knows us. In Portland, we love to say, keep Portland weird. I know every time I say that, I'm going to get a bunch of people from Austin in my comments who are like, that's our saying. We can both have it. There's room in this huge, diverse nation for more than one weird city. Yeah, Portlanders, we're like a little weird. We love to think that we're super quirky. But I think that's one of the beautiful things that we are witnessing right now is the way that each city, as they come under attack from the regime, because Trump is hopping from city to city to city. He's hoping for some city to take the bait. He's hoping to create some kind of riot or rebellion so that he can justify invoking the Insurrection Act and strip away a bunch of our rights. He's trying to normalize military presence in our cities, and he's failed in LA, he's failed in DC, he's failed in Chicago, and he's sending a bunch of ICE into Chicago now because he chickened out on sending the National Guard. He's going to fail in Chicago. I know he's also targeting Memphis. He's going to fail in Memphis. He's going to fail in Portland. Everywhere he tries this, none of us are going to take the bait. We're going to continue to exercise our First Amendment rights. The regime wants one of two outcomes: for us to all cower and obey, or for us to start a riot so that they can justify stripping away our rights in the name of protecting us. And we're not going to give them either one. And I don't know, if you're from LA or DC, maybe you can tell me if this was your experience as well. But I'm really enjoying seeing the way that Portlanders are expressing our unique culture in the way that we show up and resist ICE and resist the regime. Yes, we are having serious marches. That's our governor.
This is what Portland looks like. This is what Portland looks like.
But also, we're showing up with all our weirdness. Again, humor, ridicule, that is so important right now. I loved this image. This is off of Reddit. This is from yesterday in front of the ICE facility. I can't tell you how much I fucking love this image. Here's the full thing, like, we're unbothered in the face of you fuckers. By the way, I spent the afternoon picking quince for our free farm stand. We're proud of our weirdness. We're proud of our eccentricities. That's one of the things that I think makes America so wonderful. Having the regime trying come after us, I think, only solidifies our cultural identity as Portlanders. And again, I think folks in LA and DC experienced the same thing, right? Your cultural identity as members of those cities, the kind of solidarity that you feel with your neighbors, with people who live in your city, just grows as you are facing this common adversary. And I know I said this in a number of other videos, but I really agree with Heather Cox Richardson that it is the American people versus Donald Trump. Right now, it is the American people versus the regime. Right? Robert Reich said the other day in his Substack that Donald Trump is awakening the sleeping giant. I completely agree. But one of the things I think that makes us as a nation so special and so strong is that we are so massive and so diverse. One of the criticisms I hear of why a general strike would not work here is because we are so geographically massive and we have such a huge population that it means we have so many different subcultures in this country. Every city, every community, every region, we have our own distinct identity. I mean, after all, we are a nation founded on states' rights, understanding the uniqueness, the composite nature of this country. As a kid in Texas in the 80s, it was that message of like, we're a melting pot and we all come and we bring our different ingredients from our cultural backgrounds, but we combine them all to make one uniquely American stew. I don't really think we are a melting pot and that we shouldn't lose our uniqueness either from our heritage or from where we live locally. I think that uniqueness is really special, but we can have that identity and also have an overarching shared American identity. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to all look and act the same. If you're from somewhere else and you're like, you Portlanders are really, y'all are weird. Like, you don't have to like the way that we dress. You don't have to like the way that our city operates. You can say, I would never want to live there. But still say like, oh yeah, we're all Americans and we all deserve to have our constitutional rights upheld. We all deserve to live in freedom and to be able to express our uniqueness, to be able to embrace our subcultures and our identities. I see the things that the regime is trying to do to us right now as an effort that is backfiring on them entirely. As we are embracing our local identity, embracing our solidarity with our neighbors, and also our national identity. Speaking of October 18th,